Hello, my pretties. It's Shadow the Lion Queen here, and welcome back. So today I'm going to be reviewing a couple of the Maneater series that I've watched, and now this this pretty much all started. The whole deal made of this series to begin with, was something that was popular sometime in from 2007 all the way to 2016, which the last film was about the Hollow. Now, unfortunately, the series were put on hold after 2011 because of RHI's financial problems, but was revived in 2013 with Scarecrow. Two more films were released in 2015, and then they haven't made any movies since. Most of these early film series were filmed in Winnipeg and Manitoba, Canada. So that's definitely something. I'm definitely going to say that I'm going to be reviewing the first movie of the Maneater series, and that is called Blood Monkey. Now, this one came out in 2007, so this movie is like an older one. I mean, this is about a group of 6 students studying primates in Asia under the demented Professor Hamilton, who finds himself under attack by bloodthirsty monkeys in the jungle. So, a lot of people really don't like these series, but I personally find that, some of these films are really good. So basically, a anthropological professor, Conrad Hamilton, attempts to study a new species of primates in Thailand, looking for the missing link between the humanity and the great ape. His team dives try to catch one for study, and Hamilton and his assistant Shane are the only survivors. So meanwhile, the college anthropology students are flown to a remote region of Asian jungle and picked up by a guide. He drops them off at the edge of the road, but he refuses to go further as bad things are in there. After reaching the trail's end, the students set up camp, and at that night the creature attacks, but Chan appears and scares it off with a flare. Cheyenne then escorts the students to Hamilton's camp. The following day, Hamilton mentions the uncharted valley within the jungle and its potential for career-launching documentation. He has Cheyenne confiscate the students' mobile phones and hand out information bracelets for each member containing the emergency contact info. Then he leads the team to the valley entrance, and the group rappels down the cliffside into a valley, injuring Josh in the process. So on the first night, Hamilton passes around a skull which each belonged to a primate. The students cannot identify the skull, which is nearly twice the size of any known human or primate cranium. They are interrupted by a bloody survivor from the original research team, and Hamilton and Shan cared for the man, who eventually dies. Hamilton thinks that it's the creature letting him go as a warning. During the next night, Sydney visits the outhouse, only to be dragged away into the jungle the next morning. So Hamilton announces that Sydney came to him scared and wanting to go home. So Hamilton and Shan took her out of the jungle. Meanwhile, Shan drags Sydney through the jungle and leaves her battered and beaten. Sydney eventually stumbles to a creature that kills her. So the team continues to follow Hamilton and Shan. Hamilton is secretly tracking each student by hidden chipset in their bracelets. So the student resolved to steal Hamilton's AK-47 and gain control of the situation. So Seth begins, leaving the trail of the jungle by tearing off pieces of cloth to the tree. So at night, while the students begin to fashion their plan the next day, a foul-smelling rain begins pouring down on their tents. Just as they recognize the smell of urine, Josh is yanked out of his tent and dragged up into the trees. The team scatters and begins to following Josh's screams through the jungle. As Greg attempts to save Josh, Cheyenne accidentally shoots him, but then proceeds to tie him to the tree as bait. She camps out nearby with her gun. One of the monsters eventually sneaks up on Cheyenne and kills her before mauling Greg. So Hamilton runs across Seth during the chaos and knocks him unconscious. Hamilton locates the 2 remaining students, Danny and Amy, and ordered the former to document everything on their video camera. Believing themselves to be the only survivors, both girls are forced to obey Hamilton as he tracks Sydney's bracelet and finds it still attached to her severed arm, dangling from a tree. Hamilton examines the apparent rigging done to a tree, only to springtrap the results in bamboo shoots, impaling them through the back. So after he dies, the girls return to their campsite, only to find it clear of their tents and equipment. They keep running until the monster seems to be following them. Danny is eventually killed, only leaving Seth and Amy standing. They reach a cave and see Seth's entire cloth trail assembled and attached to the opening. Inside the cave, however, Seth is pretty much killed. Amy sheds light on one of the monsters for the first time, revealing to be a large ape with a bloody set of fangs. More apes appear, and Amy screams in terror before one of them kills her, and that's how the movie ends. I definitely have to say that this film was the first of the Maneater series, but, it was actually quite interesting. I mean, I know there are two other film sets that were pretty much in the Spider's Web and Maneater as the second and third films in the series respectively, but, that's just that. I mean, a lot of people really don't like this movie. I don't understand why, but I personally thought this was a really interesting film. I mean, the acting was alright. I mean, the acting wasn't terrible or anything, but it definitely was one of those, movies that were actually had some originality and stuff like that. So, I personally think that this movie actually was pretty good. At least to me, that is. I personally didn't think this movie was that bad at all. I personally thought it was a really nice movie, and I personally really enjoyed it a lot. So, with that being said, I'm going to sit here and say right now that this is actually a really amazing movie for anybody who's wondering about this movie. I recommend this movie. This movie definitely is good. I mean, it's not terrible. I'm not going to lie. It's not terrible, but there was actually some stuff that could have been improved in this, but that's just me being honest. I mean, it's not a terrible movie, but it's definitely one of those films that are actually really interesting. So it's just one of those guilty pleasure movies. But with that being said, and then that being the case, I'm going to sit here and just say that this is just simply my own personal opinion on this movie. And if you disagree with it, that's perfectly fine too. So that's pretty much all I have to really say, but yeah. I mean, it's a pretty interesting concept. I personally like this movie. I remember seeing it when I was in high school, and it's definitely one of those movies that are actually pretty good. So, yeah. Anyway, with that being said, and with that being the case, like I'm gonna say, if you don't like this movie, I respect your opinion. If you like this movie, I respect your opinion as well. So, I guess with that being the case, and with that being said, what did you guys personally think of this movie? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what would you have done personally to help make this movie a lot better? Leave me now what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. I'm Shadow the Lion Queen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. And if you enjoy this channel, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will not miss an upload. As always, if you guys want to go follow me on Blue Sky, follow me on DeviantArt, follow me on Twitter, and follow me on my backup channel known as Ms. Dark Shigo. Links to all those will be in the About page section, so you guys could go follow me on those. And if there's something I'm missing that I did not talk about in this movie, please let me know. And as always, that's pretty much it. So I'll be seeing you guys all in the next video. Peace out.